Well, we start off with Phoebe and Utku, whose chance has come to finally go out into the main enclosure.
Utku and Phoebe playing, and Acorn is grooming a buttercup.
So, of course, this is an extremely big moment for these two, but they just don't realize it yet. Very comfortable with their foster moms, so let's hope the introduction is going to go well.
Don't look at Tara. Don't look at Tara. These are perfectly normal.
At least the nice thing is we can see they are using the feeding cage properly. Very, very comfortable going in and out with no problem. So that's always a very, very good sign. They seem to know like sharing each other's milk, which is also good. So we don't think we're going to have a problem with them out there finding their feeding cages at all. As you can see, in and out, no problem. So they are very, very ready where that's concerned.
Today it's a big day for Utku and Phoebe. There will be a release. So, as you can see, they are ready to be back in the troop. And we have one member of the troop already waiting for them.
It's as if the troop monkeys kind of know what's going to happen already, because they're all lining up and waiting for these little ones sort of to come out and get ready. But of course it might also be because everybody's slowly getting into place, making sure we've got people around the enclosure just in case they do come out to watch them, enough people to do observations, which is very, very important. And then of course we've got some volunteers on the strings, which is also going to be something, because they've got to control which monkeys come in and out and make sure we get the little ones out with the foster mom, which is probably the most important part of the whole mission, to try and get them to go out with their foster mom. Otherwise the whole thing kind of falls flat and we've got to wait for mom to come round again. And as you know, these moms are eager to get outside because they've been kept inside for a little while. So yeah, this should be interesting, and let's see how things are going to slowly progress.
Nora is in.
So Nora is a female from 2017. Unfortunately, we don't have any information on her background.
Nora is coming.
If they go out and it goes to us, just leave the door open.
Wait for Utku to join.
Just, she can leave?
No, wait, but you need to Utku to join.
Just close it over.
Close.
No, I can't. She's going to...
So Acorn has been the main female looking after little Phoebe, but we're just waiting for Utku to be close by as well, so we can get him to go out at the same time. It's also why they've let Nora in. But as you can see, it's kind of difficult because the other monkeys are at the gate, which kind of blocks the thing and scares little Utku to the back of the cage, so he doesn't want to come through to the front. So it is a little bit of a tricky process.
Come on, Utku. Go.
It's time for Utku, Phoebe and Acorn to be back in the troop. As you can see, we have a lot of members waiting for them, like Delilah, Dabney and Soka.
So Delilah is the alpha female, and of course the other two are little orphans from 2021.
Just open up.
Open it really wide. You might follow.
Just leave it open.
Come on, Utku. No, leave it open. Are you open? Yeah.
Yeah, just leave it open.
For everyone?
No, I'll keep it closed now.
Who's in?
It's Delilah. No, it's not. Is it?
It's Priya, though.
Utku, you should have gone with Acorn.
That's Priya.
So Priya was born in 2008 and arrived then as an orphan. Her mother was shot by a farmer, so she is a fairly good foster mom.
So Phoebe is just out with Acorn, but unfortunately these SAAV monkeys want to sit at the door, and Utku did not want to follow. So there's Acorn. Getting a lot of attention from Nora. So you'll have to try and get, you can let Priya out when they move away. Alright, so Phoebe went out with Acorn, but unfortunately Utku got stuck behind and didn't want to follow them. So he stayed in for now, so what we'll do is we'll wait until Acorn and Phoebe come past the intro cage again at some point and open up, and hopefully he plucks up the courage to go and follow them. Otherwise we'll let some other adults in and we'll see how it goes.
Well, just a funny little incident with Phoebe and Acorn. She picks up a banana basically to eat it, and he grabs the other end. And there you can see he's got the one end of the banana in his mouth, and she's got the other side while they're walking off like this. So it was just a quick little skit of these two kind of sharing the same banana.
Phoebe, Acorn, and Nora.
So it's really amazing how these moms are so possessive over their little adopted offspring, and how the other monkeys want to actually be part of looking after them. It's just basically exactly the same as it happens in the wild troop. You've got the mother, and then of course you've got those little siblings surrounding her, which also want her to help look after the little orphan, and that's just what's happening in this case. So Priya has just popped over to Acorn and Phoebe to see how things are going. Just remember, Priya was one of them that actually went into the intro cage. She's also helped look after little Phoebe. So of course she's going to share basically the nursing of the little one every now and again, in case Acorn needs to go and do something or have a little bit of a spare moment. Possibly we'll see her jump in and sort of take over for a little while.
Acorn with Phoebe are in the troop. We can't see Phoebe because there is Nora, Ulku, and Delilah hugging her, so she's behind all of these female. Acorn has a lot of intention since she's back with her babies.
So of course little Ulka in this group was a little orphan from 2020. Her mother was also shot, and she was looked after by Buttercup.
Just hiding behind Acorn from Priya.
Acorn and Priya on the back. And Phoebe.
Yep.
Phoebe looks so tiny amongst these adult females, and here they're sitting sharing some food and of course foraging, and this you pretty much could see any wild vervet monkeys doing if you popped out and had a look at them in their natural habitat, and of course it's great to see this happening.
Acorn, Phoebe, and Delilah.
could you be more loved? Just look at that little face amongst these two moms who are out there now to look after her and make sure everything goes well from this point on.
So Utku is still inside the SAAV intro cage. We've had a lot of problems with load shedding, which has unfortunately meant the fences haven't been on for quite a bit during each day. And because he jumped out the first time he was released, we've had to make sure that the fences are on so that the next time he goes to climb out he does get a shock and then he knows not to climb again. So finally we've managed to get our solar fixed, which means that we can actually run through, we have power through the periods of load shedding. They can last up to 4 hours at a time and the batteries last long enough. So our fence is on, and this morning Regina and me are going to try and let this little guy out to join Phoebe, who's been out now for a couple of weeks. So fingers crossed.
Utku is now in SAAV with Buttercup after 3 weeks trying. So that's Utku with Buttercup. Do you know which juvenile is this one? I think it's 2 years old, but Dora. So probably Dora behind him.
Yes.
Well, this should be an interesting one to watch because Buttercup is a good 20-year-old female. So she's probably really not willing to look after a youngster of this age. You know what it's like getting a little one to look after, especially when you're in your older years. So I hope Dora is going to sort of step up in the plate and sort of be the one there helping out to look after it. Buttercup's probably not the most ideal foster mom, but at least she's got a heart of gold and do what's necessary. We were hoping Utku would go more with Acorn.
And this is Nora, right? Oh, he loves Buttercup. So he stayed with her since they left the intro cage. Since he left the intro cage like 10 minutes ago.
Yes, it's one and Phoebe.
And he found Utku and Phoebe. So he found Buttercup was the closest female, and we have Acorn with Phoebe there. Phoebe has been in the troop for 3 weeks now.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 weeks. So finally together again. Utku, Phoebe and all the family. That's super exciting. We still cannot believe this moment. Oh, look at this. 1, 2, 3, like 5 generations together.
Yes.
Oh wow.
The rice going here.
Well, this is great. Both Utku and Phoebe have found their feeding cage. We've got the little young juveniles outside just waiting for them to come back out and looking after them. They're probably worried with the volunteers standing there a little bit too close. Once they have got the little orphans, they really don't want them to go back to humans again. So this is really a nice part because they've been able to walk around the whole enclosure and they've finally found their feeding cage. They've been able to get themselves some milk and drinking, and as you can see, they're drinking very, very well. And for us, this is a very, very good sign. We know they're now fully integrated in the troop. We don't have to worry about them so much. They can find their milk, they can get food, and that's the most important part.
Well done, Utku.
Well, this is great. At least they're all hanging out together. Little Utka's still there with Buttercup and Phoebe with Acorn. And then we got, I think it's Nora and Dora hanging around on the outside. So this is going to be the little group looking after these little orphans. So this is a very, very nice little setup to see at the moment. So it's nice to see that Priya has also sort of stepped up to the plate to look after Utku. Priya, of course, was born in 2008, which I did mention earlier. She was fostered by Whitey, who unfortunately is now passed on. Priya came in after her mum was shot, so she also knows the ropes about how everything works, and it's nice to see that she's also taking part. Looking after little Utku. I was a little bit worried about Buttercup. Buttercup's a little bit on the old side. Although she's a wonderful mom, she's not going to be able to carry Utku around as much as possible. So again, nice to see. This is of course Priya again with Utku, so they are moving around together. Little Utku being groomed up in one of the trees nearby. So this looks very good and very positive. I think that hopefully Priya is going to sort of take over from Buttercup and give Buttercup a little bit of a rest, which I'm sure Buttercup's really grateful for. I just saw her little face earlier on and said, "Oh, please don't climb on me. I don't feel like carrying you." But so this is going to be a lot better, and Priya's she's still a young female, so she can manage to carry little Utku around without any problem, and she looks quite happy there looking after her. Well, it certainly does look like little Utku is settling in very well. She's been accepted by Priya and by Buttercup, so she has got a backup mother there, so that's all great. So thank you everybody for watching and sharing this episode. This is section 1. There will be another 2 sections to this, so we can see how this integration follows on. Thanks for watching, thanks for participating, and thank you for supporting us. See us in the next section of the episode.